All right, let's dive right in. We talk a lot about writing software tests in plain, simple English. But how does that actually work? Today, we're going to break down one of the most important pieces of the puzzle in behavior-driven development, the step definition. Think of it as the bridge that connects human language to computer code. So, imagine this. You've written the perfect test case in a feature file. It's clear, it's simple, anyone on your team can read it. But that leads to the big question, right? How on earth does a computer, which only gets code, have any idea what to do with your English sentence? That's the exact problem we're going to solve right now.
And this challenge is what I like to call the automation gap. It's that space between the instructions we, as humans, write down and the actual code the machine needs to run.
Take a look at this. Given I launch the application. For you and me, that's perfectly clear. But to a testing tool like Cucumber, on its own, this is just text. It has no power, no function. It's like writing down a fantastic recipe, but there's nobody in the kitchen who knows how to cook. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your feature file, your human language. On a right, you've got the code file, the machine language that actually makes things happen. They're two completely different worlds, and right now, there is nothing connecting them. So, because there's no connection, when your testing tool sees that English step, you get a message you've probably seen 100 times. Unimplemented. Sometimes it says missing. It's just the tool's way of throwing its hands up and saying, hey, I see what you wrote, but I have absolutely no clue what code you want me to run. So, how do we cross this gap? Simple. We build a bridge. And in the BDD world, that bridge is called the step definition. It's the one thing designed specifically to connect these two worlds. Now, don't just take my word for it. This definition comes straight from the source, the official Cucumber documentation. A step definition is really just a piece of code, what we call a method, that has a special kind of note attached to it, an expression. That expression is the secret sauce. It's what looks for a matching sentence in your feature file. The whole process is actually super straightforward when you break it down. First, you write your step in English. The tool, of course, says it's unimplemented. Then you pop over to your code and create the step definition method. And just like that, boom, the link is made. Your English step is now hooked up to code and totally ready to run. But how does that link actually get made? Well, the magic is in that expression I mentioned. It's the pattern matcher that does all the heavy lifting, and it really comes in two main flavors. You can think of the expression as a translator. Its one and only job is to read the text in your feature file and then go find the exact piece of code it's supposed to run. When it finds that match, it pulls the trigger. It's basically a matchmaker for your tests. So the two types are regular expressions and Cucumber expressions. Regular expressions, or rejects, that's kind of the classic old school approach. You can usually spot them because they start with a little caret symbol and end with a $sign. Cucumber expressions are the newer kid on the block. They were designed to be way more intuitive for this exact job. And here's what a regular expression looks like in the wild. You see that given annotation? The text right after it in quotes with the caret at the start and the $sign at the end? That's regex speak for match this entire sentence exactly as it is from beginning to end. It's very precise. And now check out the Cucumber expression for the very same step. It's just so much cleaner, right? No special symbols. It's a much more direct, what you see is what you get kind of match. You can probably see why this is the preferred way to do it these days. So now that we've built our bridge using a step definition and an expression, let's see the result. This is the payoff. Remember this? This is where we started. A plain English sentence that our automation just couldn't understand. A total dead end. And this is where we are now. That exact same sentence is a live wire, fully connected to a block of code that can run. The gap is bridged. Our test is no longer just a document, it's a real piece of automation. So if you remember anything today, make it this. Step definitions are the absolute essential bridge from your English tests to your code. They use expressions to match the words to the actions. And that connection is what breathes life into your feature files and makes them actually run. Okay, so you've connected a sentence to a piece of code. That is awesome. But what happens when things get more dynamic? What if you need to test logging in with 10 different usernames? How do you pass data from that simple English sentence right into your code? Well, that sounds like a fantastic question for next time.